that's providing that hospital arraignment. Kayla Parker. Let's try this again. Kayla Parker, please unmute. What's your name, sir?
Caleb Parker.
All right, Caleb Parker, sir, this magistrate at Charter. My understanding that you've already spoken to a defense counsel, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first of all, you have a misdemeanor matter where you did not show up for court, so we're gonna recall the warrant, set aside, we're gonna call it, set it aside. You're gonna get a personal bond, nobody has paying money for you to get out of jail. The misdemeanor is up to 93 days jail and or $500 fine. Gonna enter a plea of not guilty. Ticket number is U 619-22921. Possession of used hypodermic syringe at time of investigation. Enter plea of not guilty. Court date is January 9, 2025. Pre-trial in front of Judge Ruth Garrett. Sir, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say, orally or writing, it can be used against you in the court of law. Right to an attorney, have that attorney present during questioning. If you're unable to afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, court expense. Understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now criminal matter. Case number is 240-4607-101. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Justice Track number 81798 on behalf of Mr. Parker, who is formal reading of the constitutional rights and statutes.
And enter plea of not guilty. Court date. Yep. Court date is December 13, 2024. It is a pre-trial in front of Judge Jones. Mr. Parker, while this case is pending, you are not to go to the location 1459 Woodward. This is from November 2024. You understand that bond condition?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's here? Counsel Coyle, you here for the people?
Yes, good afternoon. Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people. Your Honor, this is a misdemeanor. It is non-assaultive. The people do not see a criminal history for Mr. Parker. At least I'm not aware of one. I would ask for a $10,000 personal bond and no contact with the Lululemon on Woodward.
Well, which is that location. Counsel Shibe, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Bond in this case is going to be $10,000 personal bond. Nobody has paying money for you to get out of jail or be incarcerated on this case. Understand that, Mr. Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that concludes your arraignment.
Thank you.
Thank you. At the hospital. All right. Thank you, Counsel Shibe. Let's see. Counsel Hall now joined in. We're gonna put her in the breakout room. All right. Let's see. Counsel Hall, please unmute. And let's see. Here we go. We're gonna put you in a breakout room. Let's start with Miss Brown. After Miss Brown, then you can do Mr. Pinkins. Okay.
Your Honor, we got two of the same docket. I just want to make sure there's 13 names on the docket.
Yes, there is.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
There's also number 12 did not show up. Not yet, so
Your Honor, she's sitting,
well,
been here since 12.
she might have been here since 12, but when we let people in, I called, say if there was anybody here on this individual. Nobody was here, and I asked my court officer, and she says no.
She was
So-
on, they direct them to sit on the back bench. She's been here since 12. I talked to her at about 1:40, again at 2 something, and then I grabbed her myself at 2:29 from the bench as soon as I saw the
Okay, 229. So that I opened up, so she's here, then let's do her right now. She's already been interviewed. Ms. Blow, come on forward. This is case number 240-4465-001. And Ms. Blow, please say your full name, please.
Lakeisha Blow.
I said your full name.
Lakeisha Blow.
Is it Lakeisha May Blow?
May Blow.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, thank you. You have an attorney, go ahead, counsel.
Justice Shive, on behalf of Ms. Blow, who's from a reading, understands her constitutional rights and stands you and is present in the court.
I'm gonna enter a plea of not guilty. Court date is December 17, 2024. Pre-trial in front of Judge Bryant. Ms. Flo, while this case is pending, there's no drinking of alcoholic beverages, no purchasing, no selling, no possessing. Do you understand that one?
Yeah.
There's no driving while this case is pending. No automobiles, no motorcycles, nothing like that. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Council Vincent, this is from 2023, over a year ago.
Thank you, Magistrate Steve Vincent, P 71917. With the conditions you just imposed, we're comfortable not objecting to a personal.
Okay. Council Shad, no objection to the personal bond?
Your Honor, no objection to the personal bond. She did turn herself in.
Good.
Nothing is pending. I would have asked the court to allow her to drive because she does have a valid license.
She does?
She has a valid license, Your Honor. And I know that we're only here for arraignment, so I don't want to get into everything, but it's our understanding that she was actually driving. The car was pulled over, Your Honor. I believe this will get resolved. But if she has a valid license, but my client is ready to follow any court order the court gives her. I just ask that she be allowed to drive because she is employed as an accountant. She also is her grandmother's caregiver who lives in a separate home. So she goes and takes care of her as well.
Yeah, well, she got in this alleged situation, but I'm gonna give her a chance because she has no priors. So it's gonna be no driving without a valid license.
Thank you.
Council Vincent, did you want to add something else?
No, I appreciate you, Magistrate.
Okay, $10,000 personal bond, ma'am. Take a seat, wait for your paperwork. Thank you, ma'am. All right, DDC. I appreciate it. Let's start.
Your Honor, I did want to let you know that I believe number 4 on the list needs a sign language interpreter, and I believe that's been requested.
Okay, well, we have court clerk, so DDC, let's have number 4 George, has he been interviewed at all?
No, Your Honor, because we need a sign language
Okay,
interpreter.
so we're gonna put Mr. George last, okay? And the gentleman at DDC, what's your name, sir? Pardon me? Is it Kenneth Darnell Palmore the second?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. This magistrate interrupted that case number 24060-85901, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Lorena Bijan on behalf of Mr. Palmore, who stands mute. He understands his rights and he waives formal reading.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter a plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 11, 2024, probable cause conference followed by preliminary examination. December 18, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Robbins. Make sure, yep. Sir, bond condition, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that? Mr. Vincent, go ahead, ask the bond, please.
Good afternoon, Magistrate Steve Vincent, P 71917. At this time, we're not going to be objecting to a personal.
Okay,
No objection to a personal bond. Thank you.
thank you. Mr. Palmore, you're gonna get a $5,000 personal bond. That means nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. Any violations not going to court will result in a monetary bond. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. DDC, can you get me number Mr. Thornton, number 9, please? He has retained counsel. Full name?
Deshaun Thornton.
Is it Deshaun Michael Thornton?
Deshaun Michael Thornton, yes, ma'am.
This is magistrate interrupted. You have criminal matter. Case number is 24060-86501. You have an attorney. Go ahead, Counsel Carson.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Stephanie Carson, P 57096, on behalf of Mr. Thornton. We waive the formal reading and stand mute.
Thank you. Hold on, let me write your name. Carson. 57096. I'm gonna enter a plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 12, 2024. Probable cause conference followed by preliminary examination. So December 17, 2024. By both matters are in front of Judge Giles. Mr. Thornton, bond conditions, no assaultive or combative behavior while this case is pending, and you're not to go back to the location of 10401 Linden, City of Detroit. You understand that, those bond conditions, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, Council Vincent, go ahead, Esteban, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Steve Vincent, P71917. Magistrate, I was first inclined to ask for a cash bond in this matter. There's a lot going on, as you can see with the allegations. Fortunately, the defendants hired counsel and a very good one. So as a result of that, we're not going to be objecting to a personal with any conditions you feel fit.
Okay. Council, any objection?
No, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Vincent.
Thank you. Mr. Thornton, you're getting a $20,000 personal bond. Nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. Any violations, not going to court when you should without a reasonable explanation. Next time, it could be a monetary bond. Do you understand that, Mr. Thornton?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck. You can step aside.
Thank you.
EDC, we can go down the list.
Second floor, man. Brian Anthony Brown.
Hold on, sir. What, ma'am? Sign language. All right. What's your name, sir, again?
Brian Anthony Brown.
Brown, correct? Last name is
Yes,
Brown?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Brian Anthony Brown, sir, this magistrate in charge there, you hear a criminal matter, case number 240-6086-101, sir. You do have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Attorney Bajana, on behalf of Mr. Brown, who stands mute, understands his rights, and waives the formal reading.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 12th, 2024, probable cause conference. Followed by preliminary examination, December 17th, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Giles. Mr. Brown, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You're also not to possess any possessed, use, purchase, sell any illegal controlled substances. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
So you understand both conditions, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Council Ragnan, give me your recommendation, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Samuel Ragnan, P23-157 on behalf of the people. The people are asking for a $50,000 personal bond. The traffic stop, they found a weapon under his seat. He has prior convictions, Your Honor, 7708 for armed robbery and 7308, I'm sorry, for CCW. So we think a personal bond should be appropriate. Thank you.
Any objections, counsel?
No objection to
Okay,
personal,
thank you.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Brown, you're getting a $50,000 personal bond. Nobody has to pay money for you to get out of jail. Go to court and handle your matter. Good luck.
All right, thank
Who's next?
Your Honor, can I interview Mr. Pinkins in the breakout room?
Okay. Gentlemen at DDC, what's your name?
David Howard.
Stand by, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Pinkton, please hit the button that says breakout room. So you can speak to an attorney. Thank you. All right, let's see. Michael Dwayne Bunton,
Howard.
is that your name, sir, or no?
No, ma'am. No,
What's your
ma'am.
last name?
Howard.
Howard. Apologize, Mr. Howard. Mr.
Yes,
Howard,
ma'am.
this magistrate in Chappaqua, not only do you have a criminal matter, but you have a number of misdemeanor matters that you did not show up for court. Court is gonna recall the warrants. You're gonna get a personal bond. Nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. Maximum penalty is up to 93 days jail and a $500 fine. Let me tell you what the misdemeanors are. 154628819. Litter from motor vehicle. Next one is X 3763394. Over intoxicants motor vehicle driver. Next one is X 3763533. driving without operator's license, first offense. Also, license plate unlawful use. Next one is 134092171, operating motor vehicle without a license. Next one is P1327321, urinating, defecation in public. Next one is P1490009, driving with license suspended, no insurance misdemeanor, driving unregistered untitled vehicle. Next one is P1502551, driving with license suspended. Next one is P1621279, disorderly conduct, public intoxication. Next one is 124074991, driving with license not valid or improper license. Next one is 125029831, failed to display valid operator's license, not on person. Next one is 125029232, open alcohol motor vehicle driver. Next one is 134110301, which is failed to display valid operator's license on person. Last one, 134110302, no insurance misdemeanor. Court date is January 10, 2025, pre-trial in front of Judge Millhouse. Sir, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say, orally or writing, it can be used against you in a court of law. Right to an attorney, have that attorney present during questioning. If you're unable to afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, court expense. Understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that takes care of your misdemeanor matters, criminal matter. Case number is 24060858801. You have an attorney, but Mr. Howard, please say your full name again.
David W. Howard Jr.
Thank you. Go ahead, counsel.
On behalf of Mr. Howard, who stands mute, understands his rights and waives the formal reading.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 11, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, December 18, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Robbins. Mr. Howard, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
With that being said, Counsel Ragnan, recommendation, please.
Yeah, and people are asking for $50,000 personal bond, but also asking for a GPS tether with house arrest. The situation is this: there's a traffic stop. He was a passenger in a vehicle. Underneath that seat of that vehicle, that's why he's charged with a CCW. However, he has at least 7 felonies that I have written down, which I'm not go through these, but there's like 19 cases on Odyssey against this defendant. Your Honor, he also has.
So let me ask you this, Counsel Ragnan. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but let me ask you this. Are any of those cases pending? They're open, probation violation, that he hasn't finished?
No.
For all those cases that they're convictions?
Yes, but what I wanted
So
to
they're
tell
all
you,
convictions.
which I think is
Let me
important.
ask you, are any of those assaultive?
Your Honor, the ones I have in front of me are not assaultive, except the one in Kentucky, February 28, 2018. I don't know what that is. It's just a felony conviction. But the other
Okay,
ones
so he
are.
has 2000, go ahead.
The only reason I'm asking for the tether is that he's got 3 cases of fugitive from justice where he has taken off and had to be extradited back to Michigan, I believe it was. So, and those are the 310-15, 928-22, and 623-14. So I believe, Your Honor, that he's at risk for flight.
Okay, so you say he's a fugitive, or they're pending cases where he's a fugitive? What?
He was a fugitive from justice on 3 different occasions where he took off and then had to be extradited to get back to where he was supposed to be. 3 different
When
times.
was he extradited?
Well, 928-22 was one, 623-14 another, and 310-15 another.
So they're convictions now?
You know, they didn't say what he was extradited for. It just said he was charged as being a fugitive from justice. So I used
And
those.
extradited from Michigan to another state?
And it didn't give you that information either, Your Honor. It just said he was extradited on this particular date. It didn't say where.
Last one is from 2022.
Yes, 928-22, Your Honor.
Okay.
That's the reason I asked for a tether. That's
okay. Thank you.
And Mr. Howard, just give me an opportunity to speak to the court. Just know anything you say right now can be used against you. This is recorded. If you feel like you need to add anything after I have my argument, you're welcome to do so. Just know if you do that, it can be used against you. Okay, Mr. Howard?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. It sounds like there's a lot of confusion about what his priors are even with respect to the extradition from 2022, but it's nearly 2025 now, so I'm not aware of any other pending cases or ongoing cases, any issues as far as I'm aware of. His priors are non-assaultive, Your Honor, so I'm not going to object to personal bond, but I'm definitely going to object to the tether. Yes, my client has 6 children. He's 40 years old. He works in home improvement, Your Honor. So given the nature of the allegations, which are non-assaultive in this case, I believe the bond would be appropriate for personal bond and not a tether at this time.
Okay. Counsel Ragnan,
Yes,
are those extraditions still valid?
no, the case, they're dismissed because he was extradited. So they issued
Okay.
a warrant
So-
for a fugitive from justice when he was captured or brought to court. He waived extradition, most of them, and then he transported, and the case was dismissed.
Okay. So right now, there's nothing outstanding on him.
Nothing I know of.
Okay. Well, the court is considering the GPS tether. A part of that is based on what the representations were said, but there's also when the police during the traffic stop tried walking away from the police, some looks like verbal commands to stop, continue to walk. Allegedly, he put his hands in a fist. And it says consistent as with preparing for an altercation. However, he was handcuffed and placed in the scout car.
Your
So
Honor,
nothing else than that.
he was in charge with resisting. I mean,
Ma'am, the court is not finished.
I apologize, Your Honor.
So with that being said, not charged with resisting assaulting a police officer, resisting assaulting, obstructing. Since the extraditions, there's nothing pending. Okay, this court, one is going to adopt the personal bond, $50,000 personal bond, and the court is not going to place Mr. Howard on a GPS tether, whether work only or whether no curfew, whatever, no GPS tether. The court is going to give Mr. Howard a chance. 2022, his matter has been taken care of. However, Mr. Howard, all is in your court. You violate the bond conditions, you pick up another case, you don't go to court, you pick up some sort of weapon when you're not supposed to. Understand then, next time, it's going to be a monetary bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so take this chance, go to court and handle your matter.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Your
before
Honor.
you leave, counsel, anything else you wanted to add?
Not at this time, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing further. Your Honor.
Ma'am, this is the time. When you say not at this time, this is it. So do you have
Yes,
anything
Your Honor.
else you want to add in reference to Mr. Howard?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. You can step aside. Gentlemen at DDC, what's your name, sir?
Michael Dwayne Bunting.
Mr. Bunton. Michael Dwayne, sir, this magistrate at Charter, not only do you have a criminal matter, but you have some misdemeanor matters where you didn't show up for court. Court is going to recall the warrants. You're going to get a personal bond. Nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. Maximum penalty is up to 93 days jail and or $500 fine. Enter plea of not guilty. First case is X3197710. No operator's license on person. Next ticket is P1318553. Let me repeat that. P1318553. Let's see. Driver's license never acquired. No insurance misdemeanor. Next ticket is 1-851-91271, not precise on person. And the last two tickets, count 2, same ticket, driving under a untitled vehicle, count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Court date is January 10, 2025, pre-trial in front of Judge Yancey. All right, Mr. Bunton, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say, orally or writing, it can be used against you in a court of law. Right to an attorney, have that attorney present during questioning. If you're unable to afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, court expense. Understand those rights, Mr. Bunton?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's go criminal matter, case number 24060866201. Please give me your full name, sir.
Michael Dwayne Bunton Jr.
Thank you, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Lorena Bijan on behalf of Mr. Button, who stands mute, understands his rights, and waives the formal reading.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 11, 2024, probable cause conference followed by preliminary examination. December 18, 2024, both matters are in front of Judge Robbins. Mr. Bunton, you're not possessing any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so the charge is non-assaultive. He has local ties. Counsel Douglas, go ahead, Esteban, please. Recommendation.
Your Honor, Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748. Your Honor, Mr. Bunton, the people would not object to a $50,000 personal bond. Mr. Bunton does not have any prior convictions based on his lien. Given that Mr. Bunton is not accused of trying to shoot anybody, I'm not objecting to personal. I'm asking for the higher personal though, because even when a person shoots in the air, what goes up comes down. And someone could have been seriously injured. One of the bullets actually went into someone's home. So it's very fortunate for them and for Mr. Bunton that nobody died, because this would have been a much different case. So I'm not going to object to a personal since Mr. Bunton isn't accused of trying to shoot anybody, but I'm asking for the higher personal because of what the allegations are.
Counsel Douglas.
Yes,
Is
Your
it
Honor.
1-5 or 5-0?
5-0.
Okay, $50,000. And defense counsel, no objection?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Bunton, you're getting a $50,000 personal bond. Nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, good luck, sir. You can step aside.
All right, thank you.
Sure. Sir, what's your name?
Gerald Johnson.
Mr. Johnson. Okay, not only do you have criminal matter, but you also have misdemeanor matters where you fail to appear prior court hearing. The court is gonna recall the warrants. You're gonna get a personal bond. Nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail on the misdemeanor matters. Maximum penalty is up to 93 days jail and or $500 fine. Court is gonna enter a plea of not guilty. First ticket is SP 130-32181, no insurance misdemeanor. Next ticket is SP 127-61606, driver's license expired. Next ticket is SP 127-42613, driver's license expired. Next ticket is P 1248612. Let's see. Going into the city parks when closed. Lewin lascivious cohabitation and gross lewdness. Open alcohol motor vehicle passenger. Next ticket is SP 122-85931. Driver's license expired. Last ticket is SP 122-85932. No insurance misdemeanor. Court date is January 10, 2025. Pre-trial in front of Judge Williams. Sir, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say, orally or writing, it can be used against the court of law. Right to an attorney, have that attorney present during questioning. If you're unable to afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, court expense. Understand those rights, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Criminal matter, case number 240-460-8401. Sir, you have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Lorena Bijan on behalf of Mr. Johnson, who stands mute, understands his rights, and waives the formal reading.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson, please say your full name again.
Gerald Lamar Johnson, Senior.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court date is December 13, 2024. It is a pre-trial in front of Judge Austin Garrett. Sir, you have a right to, with that being said, bond conditions. You're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging, and you are not to go to the Bewick residence here in Detroit. You understand those bond conditions?
Yes.
Okay, all right, let's see. Council Douglas, go ahead, Esteban, please.
Your Honor, Mr. Johnson, the people wouldn't object to a 25,000 personal bond. Heather, as we believe Mr. Johnson is both a danger to this complaining witness and we believe he is a flight risk. I did send an email to defense counsel of an incident from 2023 of the complaining witness that was not charged because her phone was disconnected and the prosecutor's office was not able to speak with her. But in that one, Mr. Johnson allegedly came to her house that they were not living together, and she opened the door because Mr. Johnson allegedly was slamming himself against the door and she was trying to prevent any damage. He then allegedly struck her. So, Your Honor, now we have him allegedly throwing things at her because he didn't like being called boy. And so that's why we think that since there has been a prior incident here that's at least been alleged, that there is a danger to this complaining witness. Your Honor, I would note that I also sent an email to the defense counsel regarding a prior for Mr. Johnson. And while it is older, the people still believe that it is relevant in that in 2014, Mr. Johnson had a domestic violence case out of 41B District Court in Clinton Township. Your Honor, he pled to that domestic violence under MCL 769.4A for it to be deferred. However, based on the register of actions, it appears that he failed to appear for sentencing and that bench warrant that was issued looks like December 18th, 2020. I'm sorry, December 18th of 2014 is still outstanding. The bond that he did pay in that was forfeited all the way back in March of 2015. So, Your Honor, at this point, we have him missing basically for 10 years off of a domestic violence case. It's a different complaining witness, not this complaining witness, Your Honor, but given that there is that history, as well as there's a alleged prior incident with this complaining witness, we are asking for a tether on this case, but we're not objecting to 25,000 personal.
Defense counsel, go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I'm not going to object to personal, but I'm going to object to tether. As for the 2014 case, the alleged KPS, I can't speak to it. I don't know what went on in the case, what had happened, what's the reason for the KPS. And as for the 2023 case, the domestic violence, I am not sure if it's a pending matter or what's going on with the case. It's from 2023. However, Your Honor, with respect to flight, like I said, that case is from 2014. I'm not aware of my client having any other KPS history. As for potential dangers to complainant, my client did indicate he's going to be residing at another place, so there should not be any threats to the complainant when he's residing at another location. I would ask the court for a one-time escort for my client to get his personal items from where him and the complainant had been residing. Other than that, Your Honor, he has contacts with the states. He's a lifelong resident of Michigan. He does have 2 children. Your Honor, he's 41. He is gainfully employed. He works Monday to Friday, 11 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. I'm sure the court is aware that it takes quite some time to get the tether. My client does suffer from some physical issues, so he may not be able to get the medical treatment he does require, but I would ask to mark this file medical. And other than that, my client did complete trade school. So, Your Honor, for all the reasons stated, I would ask for personal bond only. I also want to point out to the court that according to the investigator's report, these are allegations of just some items like some candy bowls, some ice cubes, and an empty plastic pitcher allegedly being thrown at the complainant, but there's no injuries and medics were refused, Your Honor. So as I mentioned, for all the reasons stated on the record, I would ask the court for personal bond only.
Okay, so he's going to get a $25,000 personal bond. The question is whether or not he's going to get a tether, whether it's work or home arrest in this particular matter. Does he work, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. He works Monday to Friday, 11 p.m. to 7:30 a.m.
Okay, but he also has some medical issues. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
CDC, can you mark Mr. Johnson's file medical? Court heard the representations of both sides. Supposedly that there is a worn out probation violation warrant from 2014. Is that correct, Counsel Douglas?
Your Honor, it appeared to just be a bench warrant for failure to appear for sentencing. That's what it appeared from the register of
Failure to
actions.
appear for sentencing. So that is a habeas issue. We'll let the court deal with that matter. Okay, different complaint as far as you know, Counsel Douglas.
Yes, Your Honor. Domestic violence by a different complaint witness.
And then supposedly with the same complainant, a police report was made, but there is no case, no pending case or anything like that, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. The file notes indicate
Okay.
that the APA was unable to speak with the complaining witness,
Okay.
and so it didn't get charged.
And this occurred December 2nd, 2024. Today's the 4th, so that allegedly occurred just 2 days ago, Monday. Allegedly, this started out with some words being said, the defendant not liking it, then throwing some items at the complainant, supposedly that hit various parts of her body, not injured. The case that was, just want to make sure, I'll strike that. Medics were refused. This court is going to place Mr. Johnson on a GPS tether because he is working. We're going to allow him work only,
Work.
not for him to stay at home. We don't want him to lose his job, but it's also for the protection of the complainant. $25,000 personal bond conditions court stated.
Your Honor, if I may.
Go ahead and put it on the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would Your Honor consider allowing my client to turn himself in for the tether so that he doesn't wait a long time to get the tether, potentially losing his job? He does provide for 2 children.
Thank you, no. However, counsel knows that whoever his attorney of record is can petition Judge Austin Garrett to make a decision, review the issue on the bond condition of GPS tether, work only. And that can be done before December 13th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And he does have a police escort.
Thank you, Your
When he
Honor.
gets out to go get his personal belongings. Thank you, sir. You can step aside.
Your Honor, this is Mr. George.
John George. Okay, Mr. George, can you hear me? Or Mr. George? Okay, counsel, does he have is he because he's speech impaired or is hearing impaired? Hearing,
Both, Your Honor.
okay.
Both.
DDC. DDC, can you tell Mr. George or explain, we're trying to get an attorney, excuse me, an interpreter, sign language interpreter for him. Okay. Counsel, does he use
Yes.
sign language at all?
I believe he does, Your Honor.
Your Honor, in the investigator's report, the police wrote down on a piece of paper what they wanted to convey to him. So maybe the officer at DDC can write down that we're trying to get an interpreter, and then he could understand it that way.
Okay.
About 20 minutes.
Okay, I'm being told by my clerk, it'll be about 20 minutes before we have an interpreter for him. DDC, can you please write it down and let him know? DDC, can you hear me?
Ma'am, well, we just wrote it down for him. He got it.
Okay, so in about 20 minutes, we'll have an interpreter for him. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. DDC, I'll see you on the female side in about 10 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, let's go with the people by Zoom. Katrina Brown, please unmute, ma'am. Ms. Brown. Ms. Brown, you need to unmute. You haven't pressed the button.
Counselor, maybe you can tell her to press the button.
Miss Brown, can you just press the button to unmute? It should.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Ma'am, this magistrate Chartea, case number 230-5936301. Please say your full name, Ms. Brown.
Katrina Diandra Brown.
Thank you. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Lorena Vision on behalf of Ms. Brown, who stands and understands her rights and waives the formal reading.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Let's see, court dates are, let me make sure this is correct. All right, yeah, good enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 11, 2024. Probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, December 18, 2024. I believe. Sure. It's gonna be Judge Robbins. Yeah, this goes in front of Judge Robbins. And while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I will also say, let me see. See if I have a new register of actions. Yeah. Atheist. Allegedly, this is from June 28, 2024. Bond was posted September 26, 2024. The capias was $1,000, 10%. Hold on. Ms. Lisa, can you give me a register of actions? 23059-6301. Katrina Brown. Thank you. Oh, let's see. This is the same. Okay. So the last thing is that September 26, 2024, $100 was posted. She is appearing by Zoom. Okay. All right. Counsel Ragnan, you do not appear for felony habeas bonds.
That's correct.
So defense counsel, go ahead, please.
Your Honor, bond was posted. I would just ask the court for the bond to be continued.
Bond? Okay, bond in this matter. Bond is continued.
Was this the $100, Your Honor, you're talking about?
Yes, bond was already posted, so
It wasn't,
bond is
it
continued.
didn't say forfeited there?
Nope,
Okay. Well, if the bond was posted, then we could appear, but we'll agree with the $100 remaining as the bond.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. I want to make sure I clarify that.
Yep. Okay, Ms. Robbins, excuse me, Ms. Brown, you understood the court dates?
Yes, that was December 11th, 2025.
December
2020.
11th and December 18th, Judge Robbins.
Oh, and December the 18th. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm writing
Good
it
luck,
down.
ma'am.
Thank you. You have a good day.
You too. All right. Now, Mr. Dimitri Pinkins, please unmute. And this, Lisa?
Yeah.
Can I also get a register of actions on this? Ready? Case number 24058-60401. Dimitri Pinkins. Mr. Pinkins, please say your full name.
Dimitri Elijah Pinkins.
Thank you, sir. Your case number is 24058-60401. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Karina Bijan on behalf of Mr. Pinkins, who stands mute, he understands his rights and he waives the formal reading.
Thank you. I'm gonna interpret of not guilty.
That's the sign of this lady in.
Pardon me?
That's it.
Okay. All right, court date. Let's see what we have. It was a resolution. First of all, court date is December 11, 2024. Review court date in front of Judge Robbins. Sir, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
Yes.
Let's see. Also, a warrant was issued for Mr. Pinkins, October 31st, 2024, $1,000. Excuse me, $1,000, 10% was the capias. And then $100 was posted. So $100 has been posted. Who's here on behalf of the people? Anybody?
Your Honor, the city is not appearing on this one. We won't be appearing on
Okay.
this still.
All right.
Well,
And defense counsel, you want bond continued?
yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bond continued in this matter. Mr. Pinkins, do you understand the court dates?
Can you say that again? The court
Sure.
date?
One day, December 11th, review court date in front of Judge Robbins. And that is for specifically 8:30 in the morning. Understand that?
Yes.
Okay. That concludes your matter, sir. Mr. Pinkins. You can disconnect, sir. All right, let's see what we have. I don't see a interpreter in here yet. DDC. I don't see an interpreter. There could have been one. They disconnected, but I don't see anybody yet. Do you want to go over to the female side? Okay, all right, then I'll see you on the female side. And counsel, as soon as we have the interpreter, who will be going into the breakout room, counsel?
It's going to be Attorney Jessica Shive, Your Honor.
Okay, no problem. All right. Did we do Palmore? Counsel, did we do a Palmore?
I'm not aware. I believe that was the first one, Your Honor. One of the first on the docket we already addressed.
All right. That's got to break down, but okay. Officer Kelly, what was the bond on Palmore? What was the personal bond, right? 5,000. Okay. What was the bond on Parker, the hospital arraignment? 10,000 personal bond? Okay. And we're still waiting for female. What we have. It was after the fact. Or DDC on female side. So.
Yeah, that was that.
EDC, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's your name, ma'am?
Latanya Dye.
Latanya Delandi, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
And my magistrate at Chartea, your case number is 240-6086-401, ma'am. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Bejan on behalf of Ms. Dye, who stands mute. She understands her rights and she waives the formal reading.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 13, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, December 20th, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Taylor. All right, Ms. Dye, some bond conditions. One, you're not to have any contact with a Charmaine Hughley. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. You're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons, and you're not to go back to the Tyler residence. Do you understand those bond conditions, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I will also say my understanding that Mrs. Dye was arraigned on case number 240-6060-203, where she's defendant 3 in this matter. I believe it was yesterday. The charge was assault with a dangerous weapon. Count 2, dangerous weapons using self-defense spray device. 2 and 3. Count 4 is aggravated assault. Count 5, assault and battery. It does not appear that the victim is the same in this case. And the date of offense is September 9, 2024. The date of offense in this case is July 7, 2024. Council Douglas, go ahead, ma'am.
Your Honor, the people are asking for, are Jennifer Douglas for the people P72748. Your Honor, the people asking for a bond of 50,000 cash or surety with title and a curfew that allows for work. As the court says, this guy just got a ring yesterday, different complaining witness, where she's alleged to have been one of 3 people assaulting 2 other people. That bond was set as personal yesterday, but I would note that yesterday we didn't know about this case. Also, as far as priors go, I was only aware of the priors that were under the one spelling of her name, Your Honor. She did have some additional priors, but I know that the court can see that she has that prior 2000 robbery unarmed. That one's actually from 2000. She has a 2011 A and B. She had a 2007 retail fraud third, 2011 retail fraud third, and Your Honor, there was a 2024